So we all know that Call of Duty has been in a pretty rough state for about the last 7 years. Now, don't get me wrong, with Call of Duty 2019, there was definitely a huge resurgence of players coming back, enjoying the game, and also with the drop of Warzone, the very first Call of Duty Battle Royale, there was definitely a huge fan base that loved the game, but overall, the experience has been very repetitive, and Call of Duty fans are quite sick of it. It seems, though, that over the last week, some new information came out in regards to a new studio that we've heard it all before could actually be the Call of Duty killer. Now, like I said, we've heard this 1,000 times before, but maybe this time it could be a little different. But today, that's actually what we're going to cover. We're going to cover some news in regards to some former Call of Duty devs. It seems that they could be making the anti-COD. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about this news. Drop a like on this video, subscribe with your notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any future uploads. And now let's get into the video. So many high-ranking employees of Activision Blizzard have left the company in recent years. Many of them have gone on to start their own studios and take direct aim at the industry titan. And David Vonderhaar, a seasoned designer most known for his work on the Call of Duty franchise at Treyarch, he recently came out and founded and is the leader of Bullet Farm, the most recent team to emerge from the exodus and receiving funding from NetEase. Now, while Vonderhaar and his colleagues are developing a new first-person shooter game, the majority of its features, particularly the size of the teams involved, it almost seems incompatible with the decades-long work that he did with Call of Duty in the past. Now, this first-person development studio called Bullet Farm, which is being developed strictly on the Unreal Engine 5, it'll have its own original universe and emphasize intimate co-op gameplay. Now, as of the making of this video, the game does not have a title yet, but the studio will prioritize remote work and anticipate expanding from its current workforce to a 4 to about 15 by the end of 2024. So it seems that as the development gains momentum, beyond that, Vonderhaar sees a team expanding to about 50 workers in the future. Now, even though Vonderhaar never imagined himself opening his own studio, he said that it was one of the last, biggest, greatest challenge a game maker could take on, especially before leaving Treyarch late last year. Now, he took on this challenge to create something unique and different from what he had done in the past, believing that he owed himself the moonshot after all these years. Now, Vonderhaar doesn't criticize Treyarch or Activision Blizzard specifically, but he does appear to avoid the number of methods that have come to be associated with the companies and their brands, which basically he's talking about the predatory monetary structures, the crunch time that it takes for developers to actually push out a game, and also just the scale that minimizes the impact individual developers can have on the one project. He then basically went on to say that games are being battle passed to extinction, franchise annualized and sequelized. Bullet Farm for sure is adopting a somewhat traditional strategy regarding the issue of crunch, which is evident in the most recent Call of Duty games. He then goes on to say that he thought that game leadership should manage teams more sustainably, not only for the good of the developers, but also the players. Additionally, it seems he would adore giving his developers the kind of direct control over the game's development that is simply unattainable in teams consisting with thousands of developers working simultaneously on a single title. He then goes on to say that the scale kind of suits the game we're making, a small and intimate studio and a small and intimate game, right? Culturally, it lines up better when everyone has a big stake in the game and you're not just designer number 709 who works on tree props. He said, I think you'll get better work out of people when they have a chance to touch more of the game than just their specialized niche, where they have to do the same things 1,000 times over again. Really, the leadership of Bullet Farm appears to be promising in almost every aspect, stating that the company has learned from the past and is working to create something both significantly better than its previous creations and very different from the others as well. Now, though the game's development is still in the very early stages, we shouldn't expect a full reveal from the team for some time, let alone a release. Whether Bullet Farm's enthusiastic talk results in a game that lives up to it, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said in the past, there are definitely plenty of Call of Duty killers that have came out and said that they're going to kill Call of Duty and put them down, but it just honestly looks, from my perspective, that Call of Duty is almost doing that to themselves. But on the other hand, we have to look, Call of Duty still has a huge player base and a lot of people every day logging in. But if anyone can do it, it is most likely David Vonderhaar. He gave us the Black Ops series, in my opinion, one of the best series in the Call of Duty franchise. But for sure, we got to keep our eyes out for Bullet Farm. Who knows exactly how big this studio could get, but with Vonderhaar at the helm, I've got very, very high hopes for it. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up with this video, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, do you think Bullet Farm could actually be the Call of Duty killer? Do you think this small development studio actually has any standing ground to go against the big dogs and the titans like Battlefield and Call of Duty? And how close will Bullet Farm actually be able to resemble Call of Duty? And will it actually stand stand out in comparison to the big dogs? Definitely be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Also, drop a like and subscribe with your notifications turned on so you guys never miss out on a future upload. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been Zach. I'll catch you in the next one.